Welcome to the Teacher's Guide to B.E.S.T Math Tiered Instruction. This video will work on first grade NSO 2.4, which is exploring the addition of a 2-digit number and a 1-digit number with sums to 100. It is important to note that in this grade, students are learning all the forms of these numbers through 100. But in the previous grade, students recited numbers from 0 to 100 forwards and backwards. Students also worked on skip counting by tens using a given number. Students in kindergarten also learned their addition and subtraction facts within 10, which we will reinforce in this benchmark. Start by reviewing the concept of making a 10. 1 10 is the same as 10 ones, and 10 ones is the same as 1 10. This will be key as we explore the regrouping aspect. Here we've started with a place value chart. Having an equation, students build the numbers using decomposing into tens and ones, while also building the next add-in in the same chart. Students need to explore in the ones column if they can make a 10. This concept of regrouping will help them understand why the tens digit changes when we are adding. Here the students can see that if I move the 4 ones up to the 3 ones, I still need 3 more ones to make a 10. So my tens digit is not going to change in this equation. This is also a great time to build in some compensation, talking about how close a number is to making a 10. Might have students think flexibly about numbers. 49 is really close to 50, so if a student takes one more, that would leave a remainder of 2, and the 10 would be 5. This strategy focuses on the use of a number line. Remember that some students might need to start off counting by ones. This is the strategy of counting on. You can also have students think about decomposing the add-in to, again, make a 10. So if I know I needed 7 to make 50, then 1 more is left over from 8, which would give me 51. We also need to make sure we are reinforcing the commutative property so that students aren't always starting with a big number. Students need to be thinking flexibly and understanding when the count on strategy would be appropriate, but in this case, you do not want students counting on 43 times. So decompose 43 into however many tens a student feels comfortable with. Here we've used 4 groups of 10 to reinforce the previous grade level skill of counting by tens using a given number. Students should remember that the tens digit now is going to change, and that still ends with 51. Now here, the equation did not start with the given number, but if students have an understanding of commutative property, they could have started with 89, and then again, reinforcing compensation of I need 1 more would leave me with 3 more jumps to make after I reached my friendly number of 90. Hopefully you learned some strategies that you could take back and use with your students learning this benchmark. It is important to note that this is an explore benchmark, So the more concrete and building with manipulatives that students can do, the more we are increasing their retention of number sense. It's really important that students understand that there is flexibility when working with adding numbers, such as compensation, decomposing. There are so many strategies. Don't limit your students to just using one type of a strategy. Have them really think about those numbers in a flexible way, whether it's building with base 10 blocks or using a number line to show their thinking. The two can also go hand in hand. One strategy we did not cover, which would also be great, is the use of the bottoms-up 100s chart. Students can use this chart to also reinforce when it's appropriate to use count on versus decomposing to add ones together and then tens together. There are so many strategies for adding numbers, and I hope that if you have one, that you share it with us, because the best part of teaching is sharing our ideas with others.